Hi everyone. So it's been about a month since my latest chapbook came out, and so far it's been going down pretty well. And I've been really enjoying performing the poems from the collection, and I've been having some really lovely responses from the audiences that I've been performing to as well. So I'm going to read a poem to kind of celebrate us being 1 month in a second, but I also just want to give a quick shout out to the people that have supported me so far. So really big shout out to the Blacklight Engine Room Press for having faith in me and publishing the collection. They're a really brilliant, small, independent DIY press that do some really tremendous work. So you can get copies of Corvus's Burnt Wing, Love Balm and Cure All, including some really impressive poets like Jane Byrne, Harry Gallagher, P.A. Morbid. They do some really beautiful stuff. So massive thanks to them, and hopefully people watching this will look them up and support the Blacklight Engine Room. Second big shout out is to Dear Listener, which is a small poetry event that runs once a month at the Boston Tea Party Cafe in Worcester. It's led by a brilliant poet and brilliant host in Charlie Barnes, who does enormous amounts of work in supporting writers and poets and trying to get poetry out to more people. And she's really open to different opinions, I suppose, is the nice way of putting it. So big shout out to Charlie and big shout out to Dear Listener. Also, I want to thank the University of Wolverhampton. I did an event with Kerry Hadley Price there at their Harrison Learning Centre on the 29th of June. That went down really well. We did a kind of reading and a bit of in conversation with Kerry. So big thanks to Wolves for that. And also big thanks to Kerry Hadley Price, who is also an extraordinary and brilliant writer that I urge you all to check out. Her latest novel, Gamble, is exquisitely written. It's a horrible story, but thoroughly brilliant. Also want to give a big thanks to the Gunmakers Arms in Birmingham and the Two Towers Brewery for hosting the launch event, the Birmingham launch of Corvus's Burnt Wing, Love Balm and Cure All. They're a really great little boozer. It's a beautiful pub, and they do some really great beers there. And they make a claim of being this sort of big hub of community and culture and arts. And they put their money where their mouth is, to be honest with you. There's always events happening there. And I've got another two that are coming up pretty soon. So Christopher Long's launch of his latest novel, Fluff, is coming at the Gunmakers Arms on the 26th of July. And I'm going to be performing as a support act for Chris, along with a really excellent poet called Nellie Cole and a writer called David Shakes, who I'm not familiar with, but I'm looking forward to meeting. So please come along to that, 7:30, Gunmakers Arms, 26th of July. And the other event that I'm going to be at fairly soon is on the 20th of August, again at the Gunmakers Arms in Birmingham. And that's an event called Telling Tales. And it's an event that's, I think, is going to be quarterly. And this is their second one, where invited speakers and invited writers turn up to provide readings based on a particular theme and based on a larger theme of myths and legends and stories from across the world and from different traditions and different mythologies and whatnot. And this next one on the 20th of August is a summer themed event. So different stories and takes on stories based on a summer theme. So myths and legends of summer, oral folk tales of summer, and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to being a part of that as well. So there I'll be again at the Gunmakers Arms, 20th of August, with Sarah James, Rupinder Kaur, Colin Ward, Jude Shields, and Ray Bradnock. And again, it's going to be a really nice event. The first one was brilliant. So yeah, we're 1 month into, or just over 1 month in, of Corvus's Burnt Wing, Love Balm and Cure All. And I'm going to finish this with a poem which is called As Grown-Up Couples Return Home for Sunday Tea. What is this divide, sat like lamella at my side, waiting to distort and to comfort? There's a machine between, with a great whirl of cogs and wheels, with a readiness to tack like thorns, with fuses and steams. It steams on and we sit gazing. I'll race you to the middle ground. That's what it said, as grown-up couples return home for Sunday tea. Stood there, teasing us in. Come and forget your oikos, came the call, as grown-up couples return home for Sunday tea. The ingenium sits rusting outside the swill and squalor of our genesis, smirking as we choose symbols in almost passivity, chuckle as it germinates in the boundaries. Thank you very much.